And I really want to dive into policy. You know, a lot of people know who you are, so they want to know, what are you going to do as governor if you're elected? And I asked you about this at qualifying, but I want to ask you again about early childhood education and the funding that we've put into it and teacher pay raises. How would you want to continue those teacher pay raises at the state level, and then how would you pay for them?
Well, look, I think that here's what's really important. Every time we have these gubernatorial elections, we have these very pointed, specific questions sent to candidates, under which, if we give one answer or another, then we pigeonhole into that. Look, as a business owner, I want flexibility. I can tell you this: I didn't go into the Attorney General's office 8 years ago promising or answering any of those kind of specifics as it dealt with the office, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what the particular answer was. I can tell you that certainly we may think that something's working right now, and then it doesn't. We may find out tomorrow it's not a good thing. We may find out that there's a better, more economical way to do it. And so I would tell you that everything is on the table for us to look at. And I think that we also, when it comes to education, it's important that we don't parcel the discussion of education. And that's what we've done. We said, oh, we got to focus on early childhood. Oh, we got to focus on K through 12. Oh, don't cut higher ed. How about we have a discussion from early childhood all the way through the educational opportunity of a young person, right? So that all educations lead to vocations. And so that's what I would say. I would say that we are going to look at it in a holistic approach. Because here's another thing. I'll tell you this. I just saw another recent article. This is on the higher ed side. That said that the number of degrees that young men and women are coming out of college are, a larger percentage of them, that those degrees do not allow them to then get a job to service the debt that is piled on them at the university. Well, that's a problem. We should be looking at that. And maybe we're moving too many people towards college when maybe they're not prepared to go or really want to go. And then what are we doing in the high schools to create skills and opportunities so that they can actually get great jobs? Because there are a lot of good paying jobs right now. And are we doing our best to focus on those things? And those are not, and here's another thing too, I don't think that government programs, what I've seen, the biggest problem with government programs is they're a one size fits all. Well, what's needed in a high school in Baton Rouge may not be the same thing that's needed in a high school in Monroe.
So when it comes to the teacher pay raises, it's something that you don't necessarily want to promise, but it's not off the table. Is that correct?
Well, here's the deal. Here's what I'm trying. Again, let me give you the same answer I gave you back then. Like, my mom was a school teacher. She taught in the public school system. She taught in a parochial school system. What's interesting is that you would find, I don't know if that's today, but quite frankly, in the parochial system, teachers in a lot of parochial systems, private systems, are paid less than the public system. And yet the private system seems to turn out a better educated child than the public system. So should the focus be on teacher pay? I'm not saying teachers don't deserve pay. They should be compensated adequately. But think about this broad brush question you're asking me. And think about that. Why is it in a private educational setting, teachers make less, maybe, they used to, I don't know, you might correct me, but yet we're turning out better educated kids. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna reduce the pay of public school teachers, but how about we have the discussion of how do we fix the education for the child? What in a teacher's pay raise is going to guarantee me that those children are receiving an education, that 74% of third graders, or that all third graders are leaving third grade being able to read, and that all eighth graders are being able to leave eighth grade able to do basic math?